What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have a super fun one for you guys. And I also just want to kind of interject a little bit and say thank you guys so much for subscribing and following along. We just passed 500 subscribers, which to me, it means the world. So I appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed and tuned in and watched our videos and reached out on talking about moving to places like Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, Los Lunas, the East Mountain, basically all of New Mexico. We really appreciate it, guys. We can't thank you so much. Me and my team, I know for majority you see just me on the camera, but there is a couple more people behind the scenes that are helping us put this all together. But in today's video, guys, we're going to be heading down to North Valley, talking about, fall time, talking about the plots of land, housing costs, and what it looks like living down there. Might see a couple balloons in the air. We might stop at a local spot. We might hang out in the neighborhood just for a little bit. So hang tight, guys. Grab your pen and your pad, and let's get right into today's video. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm sitting right in front of Rio Grande, which is going to be the main road that runs north and south, running straight through the middle of the North Valley. And this is going to be the main road to travel. And it's a 2-lane road, believe it or not, still very old school. And I'm actually sitting in front of Cut Bow Coffee, which is probably one of the better coffee spots down here in this area. It's themed after fishing. The owner's dad was a big fisherman up in Taos, and he's just paying so much homage to them. And they really contribute to the community here, and it's super popular. They've hosted a ton of different celebrities. I know recently Eva Longoria was here when they were shooting the Hot Cheetos movie, but right now they're really catering to the balloonists are in town for the week for the Balloon Fiesta. So it's beautifully decorated, very quaint, very good coffee as well. So I highly recommend it, especially at times like right now, because they do have that outdoor tent. It's going to be a nice place to sit and enjoy a cup of coffee in the mornings. But really, when you're driving through here, you can tell right now it's pretty busy. People are getting to work right now or coming home, whatever the case is, right? We can't leave the graveyard shift people out of the equation. But experiencing fall right now in the North Valley, you're going to see a ton of different colors, a ton of people just enjoying the cool, crisp mornings. And, you're going to start to smell those wood-burning fireplaces start to kick up. So something to expect there. And if you are in town, I highly recommend stopping by Cut Bow. You're going to enjoy the coffee. All right, guys. Now, as far as you can see, down here in North Valley, it's a little bit more quaint. That's what's to be expected down here, is that quaint, homey kind of hometown vibe down here, especially with the multi-generational families that have lived down here for years. I mean, I wouldn't say centuries, maybe centuries, if that's applicable in this situation, because, a lot of people that have lived in these established neighborhoods, in these bigger homes that just are immaculate on these big pieces of land, have never left, and they just keep, moving in the next generation, which is awesome. It's super cool. I wish I can do that for, in the future for my kids. But really, touching back on the vibe down here, it's super local, hyper local, with the co-op, the John Brooks, all these little shopping centers that are off of the main roads like Candelaria, Rio Grande. Matthew Meadows is just going to be just that residential kind of homey town vibe, because it's going to take you into all these little residential areas where they have parks, walking trails. It's just going to be connecting one main road to the other, guys, really. But if you're coming down here, you can expect that the walkability and the trails that they have down here are just going to be everywhere. So expect to see people walking their dogs, riding their bikes, doing that whole thing. And don't be shocked if you see a horse or two on these trails, because it's super relevant and super popular down here to have animals. And that's another thing to expect. Your neighbors might have animals, horses, sheep, goats, cows. It's not going to smell like a dairy farm or a bad farmland, but just kind of expect that you are going to see those bigger animals in these areas, just because it's common and it's popular. It's a thing that we like to do down here. We like to keep it ranchy, and there are small ranches tucked in some of these areas. So be aware that, hey, if we are moving to the North Valley, we are going to expect animals, on the trails. We're going to be able to bike and walk to the stores. It's going to be super hyper. It's going to be super hyper local. Is that even a word, guys? Let me know in the comments. Is super hyper local a thing to say nowadays? But other than that, guys, you're going to see people walking their dogs, doing that whole thing, multi-generational living, and quaint, cozy lifestyle. And if you get up early enough or you just hang around some of these parks like I am right now in Matthew Meadows, you are gonna get the smell of wood burning fireplace. Super common down here, or common in Albuquerque, just to be honest with you guys. That's what's to be expected, guys. Now head somewhere else and talk about the housing. It was crazy to me that these luxury markets or these luxury areas do not have sidewalks down here, but for whatever reason, guys, it's still very walkable. Now, talking about the housing situation and the housing market, the average price point down here in the North Valley is going to be about $500,000. Now, in Los Ranchos, where I'm at right now, especially as you can see how beautiful and how green it is down here because it's super close to the river, you are going to be paying a little bit more because they are more of the ranch style vibe down here. They got bigger plots of land, very equestrian friendly. Some of these people even have businesses surrounded around horses and livestock and all that stuff. So going to be a little bit more on the expensive end, a little bit more bougie, especially since we are super close to the Casa Rodella winery. You do have other places like Sadie's, Flying Star Cafe that are in these neighborhoods that cater a lot to the locals here. So again, super hyper local. There goes my word again. I'm gonna coin that phrase, super hyper local. I'm gonna put it on a shirt, guys. So if you are thinking about moving down here and you're not quite too sure if you want to purchase a house just yet, the rent down here is going to be a little bit more expensive as well. You're looking about an average of $1,500. There are a ton of casitas down here. I know in some other parts of the world they're known as additional living units or whatever, but down here we're pretty awesome and pretty cool, so we call them casitas. If you are thinking about renting, you might live in somebody's backyard in a house that they built that is considered kind of like a mother-in-law quarters, so be wary of that. It's more of an apartment style, and they do have apartments, you know, further south. They are off of the main road, off of Rio Grande. They're not tucked in the neighborhoods, and of course, more north you go into the deep North Valley, you're hardly going to see rental units. You're going to see those casitas tied. You're going to have your own kind of driveway. You've got that kind of style. Really, guys, if you are thinking of moving down here, again, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And as much as I love doing these videos, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So if there is anything that I can do with you, I mainly deal with home purchases. So if you are thinking about moving down here, I'd love to get on a quick Zoom call with you guys, pull up the map, look at all these different areas, and really make a plan on what it's going to take to get you down here. All right, guys. Well, if you are thinking about moving down here to the North Valley, and you're probably wondering, Eli, all this information is awesome, right? That's all I do is give you guys some good info about these different areas here in Albuquerque because I was born and raised here. But personally, the whole reason why I would move down here, in my opinion, it's convenient, it's quaint, it's quiet. They really take pride in their neighborhoods down here. And you got stuff like tennis courts in neighborhoods, parks like this, biking and walking trails. So if you like to be outside as much as I do, this is something that you're going to want to think about. And that price point is going to be super affordable considering that other luxury markets you're going to pay double, right? In this luxury market, you can get in a nice neighborhood. The home might be a little bit older, but hey, it has that Southwest character. And being one of the original parts, a lot of the neighborhoods tucked close to the river are going to be some of the original neighborhoods to come from Albuquerque. So be aware of that. So for me, it's that the culture, the history, the convenience for one, the pride that the people take in their neighborhoods down here, and being around livestock, animals, and just nature for me is everything. So if that's something that you're interested in, guys, you know, let's hop on a quick call. And also, if you like being, you know, supportive of local things, the farmers markets and the little stores and shops, the co-op, the John Brooks, all the places that they have down here that are local places are going to be, you know, something that you can contribute back to your community for. So if you're into that kind of thing like I am, it's another reason to move down here, guys. All right, guys, I had fun talking about the North Valley and what it has to offer to you guys as far as, you know, moving down here. It's going to be a very nature kind of based area. If you want to get outside, biking trails, walking trails, you want to be close to the river, and you just want to hear birds chirping early in the morning instead of all the freeway traffic and all the hustle and bustle of the city, but you still want to be conveniently located to be able to access those amenities, then this is a place that you're going to want to consider. And again, that number popping up on the screen, guys, is my direct line. So if you are thinking about moving down here, you're just like, Eli, that's enough. Help me get to Albuquerque as soon as possible before everybody else starts to move down there. That way I can grab my piece of the pie while I can. I'd love to hop on a quick Zoom call with you guys. That way we can really talk about the next steps, get you connected with one of our local lenders, and really start to integrate you to our community. That way we can help you make all the right decisions. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna enjoy this swing here. Haven't been on a swing since, gosh, who knows, but maybe I can bring my kiddos down to this park one of these mornings. That way that they can enjoy the swings here with me, right? Because again, right, Albuquerque is beautiful and we have a ton to offer, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.